Okay, so where we last stopped on our image, we were changing, we were going to change any clothing coloring if you needed to do so. And I've done a couple things since then. But you can see I'm on the topmost layer. Um, and remember, what we're looking at, that picture, is actually a combination of two layers. So you can see if I turn off the layer underneath, that high contrast black and white layer, it's kind of a strange image because what we've done is we've multiplied the layers so we see them both. So all I did for this Purdue shirt was, I know these aren't Purdue's colors, but I went ahead and just I made a selection and then filled it with that color. Now, at some point you're going to need to try to give yourself some hair color. So what we're going to do, and for some of you it'll be hard because if you already have dark colored hair, most of it is already going to be colored black. So what you can do is, it's okay to color outside the lines. So what I did was I selected a yellow color, and then I'm just going to use my paintbrush. That's this tool right here. And then once you put that on, up here in the corner you have a size for it and an opacity. The opacity should be 100%, and the size, you can change it, and as you change it you can see how big it is. So I'm kind of going to color outside the lines a little bit to give that hair color that I want to show, and even a little bit coming onto her face here. Okay, and then outside the lines a little bit. All right, now we need to do the same thing with the lips. It's easier to do the lips for the young ladies than it is the guys because they're just going to be a little more pronounced. So what we need to do for the lips is we need to pick a color somewhere up in the red range here. And then we're going to use our paintbrush again. And we want to, you can see if I did that, the size would be way too big. So we want to get the size smaller. And wherever her lips are, I'm going to paint. And if I go outside the lines a little bit, I suppose that's okay. We don't want her to want to make it look like she's wearing a ton of makeup or anything like that. Okay. And you can kind of play around with the lips as much as you want. You can see I didn't like how much I had done. I thought it was a little too strong, so I simply did the edit undo, and that allowed me to undo the coloring that I'd done. Now I'm going to go in and do just the lip portion where it's showing. Okay. And if you zoom in, you can kind of decide, am I doing anything with lips, or is it teeth as well? All right. So, and we can go a little bit outside the lines here, just because we want to see that. And then actually came out a little too much. You don't want to use your eraser, because if you use your eraser, what will happen is you'll actually erase, you can see the skin tone. Okay? But we do want to use the eraser for the areas where we want white to be, because if we erase from this top layer, what are we going to see underneath? We're going to see white. And we want her teeth to be nice and white. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to use the eraser, change the tools. Okay. As it fits. All right. And zoom out. And zoom in on our eyes. And remember, we have the whites of the eyes, and we want that to be a little bit smaller as well, so that we can really move in and make the right changes. Okay, so let's zoom out and see what we have. So now as you zoom out, you can see what we have is we have the white eyes, white teeth. If I wanted to zoom in right here, there's a little bit of a place where if I wanted to put some color, I could. So if you have more showing on yours, that'll certainly work, and I'll kind of put a little bit of a blue here. And same thing, I'm using the paintbrush, and if all you have is black showing, you can have it so that you kind of paint outside the lines a little bit to apply, have that color show. So now it looks a little bit more like we have blue eyes. Okay? Now, that should take you up to the next place. We're almost done.